today we're talking about something a little different. We're talking about resumes, and the reason why we're talking about resumes is because God wants you to succeed in everything you do. That includes your career and your businesses and everything else you do, right? That's why we're talking about it. Also, because I work quite a bit dealing with resumes. I work in HR, studied HR in school, work in it. That's what I do for my day job. And I just have a couple tips of what not to do when it comes to your resume. I'm excited. These tips are things that I've noticed that a lot of people do, and I really want you guys to do great in everything you do. My name is Cynthia from PreciousWord.org. I'm excited to have you here today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you like this video, and also I'm gonna ask you to leave a comment as to one tip when it comes to resumes, because I'm not touching on everything. I'm only touching on 10 things to not include in your resume. Alright, okay, so the first thing not to do is do not leave out the location, your location. Where do you live? We don't need your whole address, okay? We just need to know what city you're in or where you are, because if not, then how can we know if we can even hire you? So that's pretty important. Put it on the top, you know, where you put your email address. Number 2, that one is a little funny, but I've seen it so often. Do not copy another job description and putting the whole thing on your resume. For example, saying that you will be expected to do this and so on. Don't put you will be expected to, because this is pretty much your job description you're writing on there. We need to know what you do. So maybe for example, if you conduct interview as part of your job description, instead of putting the whole you will be expected to conduct interviews, you can put something like conducts interviews or conducted interviews. Okay, so that's tip number 2. Don't copy the whole job description from wherever you get it from. So the third don't I have is do not leave out your duties, because I've seen it so often that people just put they work somewhere and they don't write the duties that they've done, right? If I don't know, for example, if you're a cashier, you can write something about you handle cash, right? Write the different things you do. You communicate with the customers and provide great customer service to the customers. Something. Don't just put I worked as a cashier, because we need to know exactly what you've done. We need to know what experience exactly that you have. Okay, so that's number 3, I believe. Number 4. When did you start working? When did you leave the job? Because we need to know what kind of stability that you've had in the other jobs. So if you started in 2018, you can put, for example, June 2018. You don't need to put the exact date that you started. June 2018 until June 2019. That's pretty important, because we need to know how long you actually stay at your jobs. Okay, and I know as millennials nowadays we don't really stay that long. It's a fact. I'm sure there are some millennials that stays, but not all of us do. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 5, I've got don't remove all of your past experiences so that you can make your resume fit in one page. Okay, now I understand if you don't have much experience, then one page is enough. But if you have tons of experience that are relevant to the job you're looking for, then don't be afraid to use the second page. I know nowadays a lot of people are saying you need your resume to be one page. We would rather see the 2 pages with all your experiences instead of 1 page with just one past work experience, if that makes sense. So I know a lot of people say Okay, you need it to be 1 page. That's good. It's nicer to be 1 page, but I don't think we really care about if it's 2 pages. Now I've seen resumes that are like 15 pages. I've seen resumes that are about 15 pages, and that's not needed. 2 pages, that's good, right? So that was tip number 5, I believe. All right, so number 6, it kind of goes along with 5. Number 6, do not add all of your work experience from years and years and years ago. That's really not relevant to the job. Okay, so the 5th thing to not do is do not remove all your past work experiences if they are relevant to the job you're applying for. But the 6th thing to not do is do not add all of them if they are not relevant. Okay, I hope I'm not confusing you. If I am, let me know and I'll try to explain it a little bit better. Okay, so number 7, I've seen this happen where the font and the text size is, okay, so let's start with the font, right? The font does not need to be, we don't need more than 2 or 3 fonts. Okay, I think just 2, you should stick with just 2 fonts. And then as far as the text size, make it 12. Make it something that's not huge. Okay, I've seen it where the font size is like 20 or 25. It's not necessary. Okay, all right, so that was, I don't know where we are, but anyways, the next tip, I don't know what number we're at, but the next tip is the photos. Okay, it's not necessary. The photos is not gonna really determine, it's not gonna determine anything. It's not gonna determine if you get the job or not. So do not add the photo. It's just not a good idea. Take it from you know, from me. It's not a good idea. Don't add it. Even if you're extremely attractive and you think, oh, they would love my photos, just don't do it. Okay, all right, next, do not put your whole life story on your resume. Yeah, don't do that. Don't talk about your reason why. Don't make it like so personal, like you do. The reason why I want this job is because blah blah blah, or what I've been through in the past. No, we don't need to know that. That's what the interviews are for. So when you get to the interview, you can be personal if you want, but on the resume, we really want to know your experiences and things of that sort. All right, so let's see the next tip that I have. All right, next tip that I have is if you don't have much work experience, add volunteer. If you volunteered and this is kind of relevant to the job, then add it. Okay, and if this is your first job, definitely add your volunteer experiences that you've had in the past. Don't be afraid to do that. Okay, I think we have one last tip. I don't know if this was 10. I think it was 10. I'll count later. Very last tip. It is not necessary for you to add what is it, reference available upon request, because trust me, we will ask for your reference. Okay, we will definitely ask for your reference. Well, I guess I can say definitely because it depends on the job. It's not necessary to be added. If we need it, it'll be asked for. So these were my tips, I believe 10 tips of what not to do when it comes to resumes. Maybe in the future I can talk about what to do, and if you have any ideas of things relating to career, relating to getting a job, relating to business, whatever it is, feel free to ask me. And thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also hit the bell. That's what I'm looking for. Hit the bell, subscribe, share with a friend, do whatever you gotta do, and don't forget to get that job you're looking for. Fix your resume too. Fix your resume.